Morning did not come to him with light. Morning came with smells. The damp scent of cement after a long night. The odor of garbage torn open from plastic bags not yet taken away. The trace of engine oil still clinging to the road. And far away, very far away, the smell of fresh bread, so thin that if the wind changed, it would disappear. He did not open his eyes right away. He stayed still, letting his nose work first. His world always appeared that way. No images, no explanations, only scattered signals he had to piece together to know whether today was safe. No one woke him, no clock, no calling voice, only the cold seeping slowly through his thin fur, telling him that the night had retreated and another day had begun, even though he had never asked for it. He opened his eyes only after he was certain there were no footsteps too close. The ground was hard and cold, but not wet. Good. The old urine scent of other dogs lingered somewhere nearby, a sign the place had been used before, but that no one protected it. He rose slowly, not because he was lazy, but because his body needed time to remember its own shape after a night curled tight. His ribs showed beneath the dirty coat, his belly hollowed inward. But he did not see that. He only felt the familiar emptiness, like a space that had existed for a very long time. He did not remember where he was born. There was no image of a mother, no clear memory of littermates. Only a distant, blurry sensation that once his body had not been this cold. Once familiar smells had not made him cautious. The feeling had no form. He did not try to keep it. Things that did not help him survive were not worth carrying. The world grew louder. The first sounds of the day slipped into his ears. The rattle of metal shutters, the ignition of motorbikes, shoes scraping against pavement. Every sound carried its own weight. He had learned very early which ones could be ignored, which warned of danger, and which should make him step back before anyone even noticed him. He lowered his head and sniffed the ground again. There was the smell of old food, but it had been crushed. Not worth stopping. The scent of a cat that had passed in the night. Fast, light, irrelevant. The smell of humans, many of them, layered, tangled. None of them belonged to him. Humans always smelled different in the morning. The smell of hurry, the smell of fatigue, the smell of irritation at having to begin a day they did not want. He did not understand work. He did not understand time. He did not understand the things that made them frown. But he understood that in the morning, humans had less patience. And that meant he had to be more careful. He walked close to the wall, not because he liked it, but because the thin strip of shadow there made him less noticeable. He had learned that if he moved correctly, low enough, fast enough, quiet enough, most of the world would pretend he did not exist. Sometimes that was safer than being seen. A light wind passed. The bread smell returned, a little clearer. His stomach tightened, faster than thought. But he did not run toward it. Not immediately. He knew that smell often came with feet that stopped suddenly, with wordless shouts, with unexpected movements from above. He stood still, watching with his ears and nose, waiting for the world to reveal a little more before deciding. He was not in a hurry. Hurry was for those who still had room to make mistakes. Someone walked past without looking down. Another person passed, leading a dog on a leash. That dog smelled of food, clean water, and a name. He watched, not jealous, only noting it. The sun climbed higher, but it did not change much. For him, day and night differed only in temperature and in the level of danger. Morning did not carry hope. Morning only carried information. He continued walking, slow but certain. Each step was a small decision. Go or stop, advance or retreat, appear or disappear. His life was made of choices like that, small, quiet, but constant. And when the smell of morning began to fade, replaced by the heat of the road and human sweat, he knew the day had officially begun. Not with joy, only with existence. He did not know what today would bring, but he knew that as long as he could smell the world, he was still inside it. And sometimes that alone was already a way to live.